Welcome to Four Seas One Family, where we share thoughts and opinions concerning life in Taiwan, the region, and the world. YGZ in the house. I'm your host, James Thomas, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan, and I'm so glad to have you traveling along with me on this journey, and welcome to the show. Ooh, technical problems. This is what happens when you do all those impromptu stuff. YGZ got me to this, his initiate is getting me to move to do some live streams. I was busy today getting ready to do, actually I was writing some stuff for tomorrow's little video I'm putting together about Subversion Part 2. And, I'm just all chilled out this week. How you doing, everybody? Who's in the house? We got KSC. We got Rick is in the house. What's up, Rick? What's up? What's happening? He's in the house. We got Matthew in the house. We got Alex Lee. Alex Lee is in here. Where's Alex Lee? Well, I just saw him up here. Yep, he's up here. That's right. And we got questions for what? K-Star, you want to ask some questions? That's right. You can do. That's right. YGZ is probably all tired because he's been speaking for an hour. I don't know. He's probably been, he's probably been working out today. It's right now 12:22. And after this, I'm going to go to the gym. That's right. We got 24-hour gyms here in Taipei. It's really nice. You can wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, got nothing to do, you're bored, and you're like, go to the gym. Now, this is a very weird topic I'm picking up right now, unless you have questions before I jump into it. And it's called anti-Asian racism, because I was on another platform, and I was the only foreigner in the groups in the Mandarin talking about anti-Asian racism. And it's a platform where people connect from all over the world. And I just jumped in there and talking and ended up spending like over an hour talking to them, and it was kind of fascinating to them, speaking to someone speaking their language, and also being an African American, but it was kind of interesting. It was fun. What is this? What you say? Let's go over here. Yeah. 24-hour gyms are cool, man. I mean, some of you may like going to a bar and have some drinks, but 24-hour gym is really cool. You got all the machines to yourself. And the particular place I go to is pretty nice, pretty big, a lot of room, and sparkling clean, because the boss is really, really, how would you say, demanding of his workers and stuff like that. So I'm lucky that I can just jog over to the gym, work out, right? Or after the gym, run back home and, take a shower. Actually, I kind of like taking a shower in the gym. They have a steam room, which is cool, but I think they turn off the heat at about 1 a.m., but it's still warm enough. Like if I jog inside, I can sweat inside. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's right. You need to get your butt to the gym. Hey, look, you're thinking about moving, Zhanghua is a nice place, and maybe can get boring if you're looking for our nightlife or an afterlife, but Taipei is, it's a little tight, and, working in the field that you work in can be quite a hit and miss type of situation sometimes. But, there are good places and stuff like that. What is this? That's right, Rick. 非裔美国人，你是哪一个国家的人？你现在住哪边？你在北美吗？加拿大？或者你自己也在亚洲吗？ That's right. 非裔美国人呢? That's right. It's good. We hear about the shills. Here I go. I said that word again. Shills. God, I shouldn't say that word. But, shills living out in China and, for years, and not be able to speak more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and not be able to speak the local language, because you got to, it helps if you just take the effort to learn the local language, man. And it's fun when you're able to sit in conversations with, people out here who've never had the opportunity to talk to people who don't look like them, or don't sound like them, maybe don't even smell like them. And, you get to find out what people on the ground really think. What do you say over here? Let's see. How's that? What's we got here? Let's see. Taiwan, I think a lot of people have grown a belly during the pandemic. That's true, Hansa. Something happened to me. Really? What? The same thing happened to you? You ever been to the gym since the pandemic started? I feel sorry for you. No, this is one thing I hear about Taiwan, man. There's so many gyms out here in Taiwan, good gyms, really quality gyms. and it's shocking. I mean, there are some gyms. I know there's those 连锁, those 连锁 chainsaw chainsaw. Watching too many horror movies. Those little chain stores, right? 连锁店, 连锁健身房, and those gyms are really not, most of the time, not great to go to because they're mainly a bunch of people who invested in the gym biz, but really don't know anything about gymming and stuff like that. That's cold, man. What is this? Sounds woo. Sounds like a ghost. It sounds like a horror movie. Yeah. Hey, look, Matthew. Look, I'm trying to not say that word. Okay. Can we try not to say that this time, because it leads to misinterpretations, right? Okay. Now, Haza, yep. Let's see here. 不是没有中国人活着的是外国人。Okay. 我了解啊。你識講嘅嘢咯喎，哈。Yep. So what is this? What? So a lot of people call gym in Taiwan. What does that mean, Matthew? Can you clear that up for me? Because I didn't get it. I didn't get that. And what do we got here? I'm trying to keep up with this. I don't. 我怀疑. And what's this? 好嘞，回手一点点，一点啊, yeah. But how much is a little bit? Well, it's different. I mean, you don't have to learn the local language where you have to give a speech, right? If you just know enough to go shopping, talk to the taxi drivers. Taxi drivers are great to learn a local language from, and also other things like politics and stuff like that. But taxi drivers are usually a professional in one field or another, something like that. Okay. Is that what this really means? Would you see? No. Yes, you can't keep airsoft guns here. I have a G36. I have a M1. I have Glocks. And can you actually shoot out here in Taiwan? Yes, you can. You go shotgunning. You can go to places where you shotguns, but when here in Taiwan, the bullet, you have to after you use it, you have to put it back and take it to the police station and show them like that. So I that's what you have to do here. But at least you can do it. But I know when I was in China, you can go to Renmingyuan, and we're able to shoot like AK-47s there. But that's a long time ago. So Matthew, okay. I'm sorry. I don't speak that English. Okay, is the okay? Well, what was this? How's that? What do you say? 登山机. Oh, really? Do you have those 那个无人飞机? Those drones? They're cool. And I like DJI. I don't care if they're spying and making maps. DJI is like, I'm sorry, they're just the best right now and affordable stuff like that. And what is this? I heard you can keep BB. It depends on how many joules, how strong it is. And I think you can't go over 120 joules. So if you go over that, you get a lot of hassles. What do you see? What you say? What are the questions? 你哪个国家? Yeah, 你是哪个国家的人? That's right. And 你结婚了吗? That's right. Right. Yeah, and how much money you make a month? That's right. 你每个月你有赚多少钱，或者你薪水多少？工薪。But it's true. It's true. That's the, but you have to come up with your canned questions too. Hey, I'm really flying away from the topics I put up here, but you have to come up with your canned answers. It'd be good if you could record them ahead of time, and then when they speak, you just you ask them to push a button and stay and like that. Yeah, that's right. 够用. That's right. Just 够用就好了. Yeah, me, I have to speak different dialects here. I really like Nanhua. I really like Taiwanese here. It's a little interesting to learn because it's just like it's a part of the what they call Minan 系列, the southern dialect, where Beijing is called Guangyu, the northern dialect, the Manchu dialect, and it's more related to Cantonese, Minan, Guangdonghua and stuff like that, and it has 8 tones, which is not including the Tingshan, the little neutral tone. It's cool, but Taiwanese is fun. It's almost like singing, and I used to enjoy the former president Li Denghui when he every year used to give his yearly presidential speech, and his Taiwanese really sounded beautiful, and it was cool. You see what we got up here? Yeah. What is this, Matthew? What's this? 听不懂. I like pinging, I do like pinging, but here we have to use the 主音符号, that is a ball, pour, more for. But I only studied that for 2 weeks. Actually, they forced us to learn it, but I'd rather use pinging. But there are Mandarin learners here that prefer 主音符号 or the ball, pour, more for. They prefer that. Okay, what we got up here? That's right. That's you, Yuan Yomo. That's right. Oh, okay. What is this? Oh, Cantonese. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can speak a bit of Cantonese, but I can't type it. It's very interesting about the Minan Silia, because if like for example in Mandarin you say Taifeng Lai, but they'll say Hong Tai Lai. It's different. It's a little bit different. So Mandarin would be Taifeng Lai, and they'll say Hong Tai Lai. But you get used to it. If you speak Mandarin using the Cantonese, order of speaking stuff, it actually makes Mandarin sounds more like Cantonese. So you just switch your brain around and it'll be cool. What do we got up here, Matthew? Ignorance is bliss in China. I doubt I will ever bother learning Mandarin fluently. Why not? Why not? Learn it for fun. Learn things that you are interested in. Learn vocabulary that you're interested in, like the numbers and colors and maybe certain idiosyncrasies, vocabulary and stuff like that. But it would be cool. And stuff like this. What did we got here? So is it legal to shoot airsoft guns in your home? What do you mean? Don't do it, because if you point an airsoft gun out your window and shoot somebody, the police will come and they'll kick your door down, which is respectful. It is respectful. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah. YGZ, I agree. Wage-out systems. This about in the United States, they teach about 4 different systems. Wage-outs, I found it to be more useful if you're applying it to Cantonese. And that's how I personally feel. If you're using Cantonese and in reference to wage-out system, I think it's useful here. It's useful. Yeah. Well, some people, yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm moving too fast. Nueva York. Nueva York. ¿Tú hablas español? ¿Tú hablas español? Nueva York. Fort Apache. That's right. South Bronx, actually. Fort Apache. That's right. And that's a long history to being out here. But, I miss New York. I miss the snow, believe it or not. I miss the snow. Okay, here we go. Now, just bouncing on I think we got enough, okay, that's jumped in here. So we let K Star Fire bring us in here. And that's right. Anti-Asian racism is becoming rampant in France. Okay, I can't talk much about France, but I want to talk a little bit because, Matthew, I'll bring up in a second. Because I'm from New York City, and I'm getting reports of, people in Chinatown having issues, having knives pulled out on them and being pushed to the ground, especially by African Americans. And this is the conversation I had about 2 hours ago. And while I should be writing something for tomorrow's recording, but a lot of Asian nationals from all over the world was asking me. I was in the room with about 300 Mandarin speakers from all over the world. And I'll catch up with the chat in a few minutes. It's coming too fast. But they actually they were polite to me and no one was rude to me. I really appreciate it. And I actually held my breath before jumping into the conversation, knowing that I'm the only, I'm sure there must have been other foreign, non-Asian nationals in there or Yai, but they were polite to me and they really pushed it on me to almost explain, why do you people, especially African Americans, are attacking us in New York City? And, I really felt bad because, coming from the history I come from, we should be more aware how it feels to be subjugated to such neglect. And I struggled at the beginning to try to explain my point of view. right? And it's not needed because we know that 45 and the way he worded certain things about the Guanzhang Bingdu, you know, calling it the Wuhan virus and the China virus. That was that was not called for. That was not called for, and it's tough. You know, you got to be aware that if you're a leader, if you say something, no matter how off the wall it is, it's gonna cause ripple effects in some ways that you may not have anticipated. So let me see. Matthew, I did not answer one of yours. What you said, you more focused on European languages, to be honest. Okay, that's cool. Because if you're living in Europe someplace, I'm amazed about how many people in Europe speak 2, 3, 4 different languages. When I was working in Romania, I was working on a movie there. Everyone I spoke to at least spoke 3 different languages. Of course, English, Spanish, French were in the mix there. And what do you say? I don't see my long-term future in China. Understand, plus, good talking about the yeah. Sometimes, sometimes you'll find that when you even out here, you learn a local language, just especially Mandarin, when you speak to certain people who have a certain type of accent or dialect, you're taken off guard, and you find out the person you're speaking to who's speaking Mandarin, that's not their mother language. They rather speak another, well, they don't consider that their mother language. They'll rather speak Minanhua, stuff like that. But it's confusing sometimes. And just go over here, K-Star Fire, New York, Illinois, more racist against Chinese. Why is that so? Because that's where the largest Chinese population is. Because the point, I really wrote anti-Asian, right? And it's usually the Asian I'm referring to is East Asian. So I'm moving too fast here. Yes, it is a problem. And I've kind of feel this part. I take it a little part of my responsibility because I do call this. I call this channel 4 Cs 1 Family. And if you understand the history, why is it called that way, you can understand why I'm doing it. And I'm taking a little responsibility to show that people have a lot more in common than they think. And if we take the time to learn, about each other, maybe we can break some of this nasty stuff out of our heads and stuff like that. Well, okay. Racism in mainland China is a very real thing. It is. But like I said, I didn't say it here, but I said in a conference today that when we say racism, what do we what do you mean? If you say to somebody who from your Western culture say or defines it as racism, they may not see racism as a way we do. They see it as I know there's going to be some people say, James, racism is racism. Shut up. Okay, tell me later. But the thing is, they see it more as class separation. If you look at the hierarchy system, the caste system in India, would you call that racism? I would, but to them, it's a class separation. I don't agree with it, but this is what they've been doing, okay? What is this? I got a dislike. I wonder who did that. No problem. I can take it all. If you're going to give me a dislike somebody, explain in below, okay? Bring your receipts. And tell me why you dislike, okay? 不然莫名其妙, okay? 说我讲的话是没有道理. You explain why and take me on. That would be cool, okay? Okay? 我不会跑走狗腿. All right? So this is what you do. So if you're going to give me a dislike, you leave a message with your ID. I'll go check you out. And you talk some logic. Let's have a discussion here. Okay? Punk out. Okay, here we go. Of course, I agree. Yep, that's true. But Haza, I haven't spoken to you besides on and off here, but beyond that though, there are things about each other, even about life in Taiwan and life in China that has to be honestly talked about without, selective amnesia, because that is what's picking up in most people's mind, whether you're pumping up the nation you live in, because most of the people I see pumping up certain things from where they're coming from, especially from mainland China, because they have a certain type of investment there that they're not allowed to do anything that may threaten that. Okay, I've been in situations here where the locals ask me what do I think about certain things in Taiwan, and I can just say the truth. I get having hassles. Taiwan, yes, we had heavy racism here, but I've seen over the years that more communication, especially between the young people, has broken that down. So this is something that I'm lucky enough to see happen in Taiwan in my lifetime, and I'm proud of it because I spent time talking to people here. Hold on, sorry, Robert, I passed by yours. I'm sorry about that. That's right. Every year. That's true. You can't say that because when you become, if you listened to my not my last stream, the last stream I did with YGZ, the one I did on let's see, I forgot what it was. First warning. A lot of people become naturalized citizens of Western nations and use Western laws and protections to do certain things, which, I agree with, fine. If you become a citizen of a nation, you should be afforded the rights of that nation, but it's no reciprocations for Westerners in China. And not only China, just face it, not only China, but especially China, when they demand so much partake in businesses and ownership within China. If you are a foreign national, you open up a company in China, they take, you can't have more than 51% of it. You can't have more than 50% of it. And but here in Taiwan, no, it's fair. It's fair. You can be a full owner. You can buy property here and stuff like that. And, it's pretty fair. And that's cool. Okay, let me back up here. How's that? Hold on. You guys are going off screen here. I have to, my mouth is moving very fast. Okay. Okay. Yes, I got this. Okay. Not being an immigrant. Okay. That's true. Robert, I agree, man. I agree. Okay, I'm talking about, okay. Okay, you're right. It's true. But you know what? Haza? A lot of things that the West is facing with China is a lot the West's fault. Boom. Okay, I'm getting my face slapped, right? Because a lot of Western nations jumped into China thinking about, wow, what a mass population. We want them to be like us. We want to train them to be like us. Sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, because China has learned very quickly. They exported a lot of students to Western nations, and they learned a lot. They learned a lot about our language, our histories, and assimilated very well. And in some cases, had certain things that the West did. And when I say West, I'm talking about the leadership in the West, okay? Okay, now I'm just trying to be very, very clear about that. What they did to the rest of the world, China has learned well, and in some cases got even better at it. I don't care if you're talking about colonialization and stuff like that, because if you look at Chinese history, which I'm well informed of, okay, because that's what I studied, Chinese history. China says it's not a colonialist nation. Well, you better take a deeper look in Chinese history and how it actually took over southern Turkey, is better known as what? Southern Mongolia, right? Why Mongol, right? Outer Mongolia, they Mongol, Inner Mongolia. Is that the real name? But that's a whole different topic that we're not going to get into today, because I'm still flying off the topic. Okay. But the reason why I brought that up is because a lot of Western nations and business people especially were looking at China as a place to make a lot of money. We want to train them to be like us. Well, China has a history of being screwed, and they was not going to be like us. Okay, was that another dislike I see coming up? Remember, leave a message below why you gave me a dislike, or in English or Mandarin. And I don't like 简体字 anymore, but you can do it, and I'll answer you. And PK with me now. We just keep moving. Okay, let me see up with the new comments here. I'm only going to talk about things really briefly, and if there's another time, I will do another stream and talk about it. Okay, I gotta go up to Robert. Sorry, Robert, I left you out here. Heaps of examples. Look at how foreigners are treated when China came. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, all countries spy on each other. Yeah, it became a U.S. military virus. It became a fish virus. It became a New Zealand fish virus and stuff like that. Yes, it happens. But you know, this is the game that people in power play, and people on the ground like you and I usually have no choice and no other way to clear it out. Okay. Yes, you're right. Um, I'm a fan of I'm a fan. Well, I'm an observer of somebody called Sydney Naiba, Sydney Daddy. He's from China and he was a former reporter and he has a very active YouTube channel that is mostly in Mandarin, about 98% of it. His English is wonderful because he does the translations. He's a translator, but it was a former reporter. Check it out, Sydney Naiba. And if you have the language proficiency, listen to it. It's quite interesting. So hold on for a second. Yeah. Okay. Fine. It happens a lot of places. Haza, you should be in bed, right, man? Alex Lee. What do we got here? Mm, that Alex, that is a tough question, though. But the thing is, they're doing things, that they see as allow them security. But the thing is, they're tripping on the way. And once again, Haza, please explain that to me in another comment. Okay. I'd rather not waste my time on that. I'd rather talk to a more wider audience because the stuff that I produce here is not that sexy. It's more like, looking at the Black Walter Cronkite and Black with the bald one. And I try to, bring my receipts equally. And if you have a questions why I said something, tell me where in the video I said something, because I have everything documented and I can tell you why I said it, what books you need to read, or what website that can help you, or what government document you can download to read. Because most of the stuff I talk about, I get from government documents, from not only available from the United States government websites, also from the public websites from China, which is open to the public. And if you read simplified characters, you can download it from any place in the world. Okay, let's move along. Yeah. Yeah, but Haza, you're different. You're different because you're a television personality. You're a news announcer, so you are afforded certain. I assume you're news. Yeah, I think you're on news in what in Guangzhou, in a television station. So you are afforded a certain amount of public protection, and that's good, right? And also, you being Caucasian also put you in a different class of safe people in the minds of the subconscious minds of people in China. So that's the truth there. Robert? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, both of you stay cool, okay? Both of you stay cool here, okay? Because if you want to, pull out facts, fine. Okay, you two guys calm down. Okay, let's keep moving here. What's interesting, Haza? A lot of Caucasians, especially from America, maybe parts of Europe, when they face discrimination in Asia or other places, they kind of like reflect on how, say, people of color in their own nation feel. And I think that woke up quite a few of them. That part I cannot say I'm disappointed about, but I'm glad that people are now opening their minds and find out, that this is just bad, and we should not have that selective amnesia. We should be able to look in different corners of our rooms, because certain parts of our cultures, especially in the West, they had no need to look in any other corners, but now they do all of a sudden. Let's think about why. Okay, just keep going here. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up. Okay, then I'm gonna go down. Okay, you both of you calm down. Okay, next. Okay. No, we're not gonna make any assumptions. So if I could speak to both you guys on alone, I'll talk to you guys. What do we got here? Do I? Moving right along. Okay. So you and I are speaking on the same frequency here in this point. You and I is on the same frequency. That's right. Okay. It's cool. Now, what do you got from this new subscriber? Uh-huh. Okay. Can you type that again? Because I'm not sure. The new subscriber here. Okay. A what? A man, what? Okay. What do I do to diffuse or minimize anti-foreigner sentiment or racism in China? Okay, let me at least point you into a direction of my comments. And if I'm lucky enough here, maybe if I push this button, I can actually find where I wrote this. Someplace on my channel, I have something about foreign nationals picking up the cultural. Oh, goodness. I did something a couple of months ago. Let's see if I can find it. And then you can actually see what are my opinions on that topic. Foreign nationals picking up the cultural bias of their host nation. Ugh, sorry, I can't find that because this is a live stream, so I cannot find it right now. But I did a video a couple of months ago on foreign nationals picking up the cultural bias of their host nation. Okay. Well, it's a couple of months. It's about maybe 6 months ago. Yeah, foreign nationals adopting the cultural blindness. Foreign nationals adopting cultural blindness. That's what I spoke about. And if you take a look at that video, then you understand my points of view. And any questions, let me know, because all of my stuff that I talked about in the past, I keep it and categorize it and stuff like that. Okay, let me go down the list here. Okay, boom. Okay, right. You can, Robert. You're right. You're right. Okay. I'm not, because he's a little off the wall. Remember, he sometimes lives in New York. Okay, and I'm a New Yorker, so that's no more comments about that. Uh he's a slippery one. That's what I can say. He's a slippery one because he's been hanging out with Bannon, and he's a slippery one. That's all. Okay, I don't know what that was reference to. I'm sorry. Okay, now this is my show as a white guy from the U.S. Okay, in the Paris seat, it was an experience to me. Okay, okay. Hey, Rick. What part are you from? What part of the states are you from? Because it also gives people who are not POCs different perspective if they're from, someplace in the mid part of the United States. If they're from big cities, usually they can actually adapt better. If you're from New York City, California, with a high diversity, Goodness, let's have a drink. Tea Pao Shui. You know what, Hazel, you and I, we probably should get on and have a conversation on my Chinese channel and have discussion in Mandarin. And that could probably help a lot of people in the community, but also bring a lot of dislikes. But once again, if you dislike guys, be on Tai Ji Po. So that's all I can say. Okay, let's move right along. Okay, it's not putting everybody to sleep here. What do I mean by slippery? a person I would define as slippery is somebody that's hard to categorize because they are bouncing all over the place for no reason. Actually, he has a reason, and some people are slippery, slimy, or tricky for certain reasons because usually they have something to hide, or they're just trying to how do you say? They don't want to be mindful. They don't want to be ambushed by anything or something like that. And usually that involves stuff around politics, finance, legal issues, stuff like that. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Yeah, take a look at it. And if you're looking at that one, then you get an idea, what I'm talking about, how some people pick up cultural blindness of a nation because they have investment in the nation they are in, and they don't want to threaten that. Okay, Ohio. Originally from Ohio. Yeah, man. Ohio has diversity. Yeah, but did it affect you a lot being, facing this kind of racism or negative, impact from because the way you look? Okay, and I'm putting YGZ to sleep, man. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I am boring. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best, man. I don't have that dynamic personality, electrifying personality that you have. But nah, man. My man. Okay, let's go over here to what do you got here? Mid-size, not too. Okay. Okay. New York City, man. It makes you really jump up and down. Huh? I wish I had your Taiwanese accent. It sounds really cool. No, I can turn on my Beijing accent. It depends on who I'm talking to. Okay, if I'm speaking to one of the 49ers here. 49ers are people who came over here in 1949, usually from the north. I can switch into my Beijing accent. I'm lucky. I can even do a Nanjing accent, but it's interesting. It's interesting. It has. I'm gonna tell you something was so interesting because I studied Chinese history, right? And when I went back to the States to study Chinese history, I'm gonna tell you, I was so lucky because I was in a class that had 3 teachers actually teaching Chinese history. One was from Taiwan, Beijing, and I forgot what other teacher was from. And one was American, Caucasian. One of the best Chinese history teachers I've ever had in the world. And to be honest, I think the best Chinese history is taught in the United States in that kind of class setting, because I got to hear how people from China felt, mainland China, I should say, Taiwan and United States, because we were able to put what they said together and actually find out what it was. When I was a student in the mainland, I was lucky enough to have a good enough teacher, and I was in classes where I was the only foreigner, and I'm in a class with 60 students. And when he would say something, and other students would look in the sky, my teacher would look at me, give me the hint. He's like, giving me the mental signal, like, you know what I mean. And I'll look back at him, give him a nod, and you just keep teaching. Because in the United States, we have a certain, how would you say, awareness of what words really mean as it pertains to the topic and culture. Let's see. Let's go back up. Would you really? I wouldn't agree with that 100%. I'm not a 45 fan, but there's some things about him that just facts. And I'm not going to talk about it here because I don't want to bore you. I want to try to stay on the topic. Let's get back on the topic. You see. Which state in these races? Massachusetts? Oh, actually, I enjoyed Massachusetts. I stayed a few weeks in a place called Pittsville, Massachusetts, Shaker Village, something like that. I really enjoyed that place. Yeah, the honey, the maple trees and stuff like that. I like Massachusetts. Yeah, come to think of it. But if you go to the cities, they're a little arrogant because they're supposed to be, intellectuals, just offensive, they post, they have, the European history in the back of their mind someplace. And we have Guam here. Are you in Guam right now? I don't know. Here we go. Oh yeah, yeah. That's me too. Right. A lot of people who I speak to on the phone, they think I'm either Cantonese or from Xinjiang. I have a friend from Xinjiang out here, and I think I do sound like him. Hmm. Moving right along. Let's keep moving. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it. You guys are moving so fast. Oh, I'm not from your Uranus. I know you. That was a joke. That was a joke. There's just a joke like that in Chinese that we can do too, but no, let's not do that. Okay. Hey guys, you guys living in the West. Okay, this does not pertain to Haza right now. I mean, if you were to see a Westerner, regardless of if he's white, black, yellow, green, and you see him harassing someone of Asian descent, would you say anything? Or would you at least stand by the Asian persons and if you can speak their language, say, calm down, I'm with you. Please forgive this guy. Because I saw a video recently where an African American in New York City was shouting at an Asian person of Asian descent on the subway and shouting at him, say, get away from me, and blah blah blah, and spraying whatever on the guy, disinfectant. I don't know. And I'm thinking to myself, what would I do if I was there? Because when I go back to New York City, I'm not armed. I'm not carrying any firearms. And I'm saying, what would I do? I think what I would do, I'm trying, this is the brave side of me. I'll walk over to the Asian guy, and then if he can understand Mandarin, I'll say, calm down, please forgive this guy, calm down. That's what I hope I would be brave enough to do. What would you do if you see a person of, Asian descent being harassed verbally or even physically? What would you do? Would you say something? Would you make some noise or try to draw attention to the situation for somebody with the capability to, resolve the situation? What would you guys do? Okay, Haza said, we'll stand up for them, but how much can we do, man? Haza, you and I are out here in Asia, okay? And people like you and I right now, our friends and family back home would say, Haza James, you don't understand what's going on here, man. They're taking over us. You're out there. You're one of them. I'm sure, Haza, when you go back to Australia, I think that's where you're from, don't you feel like a foreigner? Because I do. A lot of the words people say, the television shows people talk about, I don't know, because I don't watch any Netflix out here or HBO or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna bring up your comment here. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's what okay. Okay. I'm lucky that I'm able to, how would you say, defend myself quite well, training for years. But the thing is, back where I come from, we have handguns. People have access to legal and illegal, handguns. So I have to keep that in mind. If I'm going to, get into a situation like that, I have to make sure that I'm able to protect myself. Or if I end up in a situation where, I have to make a choice to protect my life or take a life, these are little things that we have to think about in the West, though. Okay, Rick? You try not to be threatening, right? But step in to distract, which hopefully will diffuse the situation. That's right. And stay calm. Don't raise your voice, right? Or you look at the Asian person and you say to him, I got your back. Just take a walk and walk away with him. And if you're in a situation like a parking lot, don't walk into the direction of the establishment, because that's where usually police or some kind of security guard or whatever is on duty. Don't walk away where you can be in an isolated place where you can get attacked. And I can tell you why I know how to do this maybe one day. And that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad that yes, I would stand for them. So recorded. Yeah, this is the thing about things that's happening now, right? We have these recording devices called cell phones, and soon we're going to be having more and more people have these Google phones and now Apple cameras with little Apple glasses, I should say. And it's both a blessing and a curse. It's both a blessing and a curse having our cell phones. But yes, you put it in front of you and hopefully have some kind of record because, that's what it is. How you doing, Earl? Did I wake you up? Yeah, it's true. Because right now the media swings what we say crazily. Forrest is preaching you taking the night shift. Okay. All right. Good night. Maybe I should do this more often when I let YGZ do the early shift and I do the late shift. Yeah, he's going to watch Star Trek and I'm going to test him tomorrow, see if he remembers. Okay, here we go. Also, once I got, Okay, that doesn't happen to me though. Nah, that doesn't happen to me. Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay, go to bed. Stop. Go to bed. Making excuses. Okay, hold up. I got something. I got to pop up here. Oh, okay. Where in Australia, man? Good night. You want me to tuck you in? Why'd you say? You want me to? Bao bao. Want me to sing a 那个童歌? Sing for you? 儿童歌. Night night, man. Yeah, but how's it? This is ignorance. A lot of people from where we come from, they're struggling to survive. A lot of them, and it's hard for them to think outside of their, life zones, their garden. And in the United States, we got our ABC, CBS, and CNNs propagating the news that they want to. It's hard for some people to think outside the little. I don't say think outside the box. It actually more like think outside their cage, and the cage is life. That actually keeps them closely uninformed and stuff like that. Okay, and yep, that's right, Robert. You can go and tuck him in. K Star Fire. Yeah, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that because when I was in Massachusetts, I didn't see any. Mm. Hey, Earl, give me, if you can later, some suggestions. What's a good time to stream for you? Because I think I'm going to have to make this a weekly thing. And I just been ordered by YGZ to make more content. But the thing is, the content that I make, right, I really have to spend time and really get it thrown out and, formatted because I really want to offer value. And, I don't, my few handful of subscribers, if you guys can help me out, help me spread the word. Okay. Now, how's that? What is this? Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Your hairstyle does not make you look Asian to me. I mean, people here think I look like Michael Jordan. What a joke. But it's true. Okay, I'm trying to oh, that's right. That's right. And there's some government institutions there, and I know there's a group of people out there working with NASA right now. Did you guys hear that two of the people operating the little crawler on Mars are Taiwanese? That's right. It's really interesting. They are, born in Taiwan. Well, I should say they're American, but I know one of them still has Taiwanese citizenship. That's cool. Hey, what's up? Okay, I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand where you're coming from. But the thing is, though, right? We know what kind of language initiated this type of hate. And when I'm getting into communities with the few people of Asian descent in this other platform that I was on, the platform you can only communicate by voice. they talked about how Japanese were forced to go into internment camps during World War II in United States, packed up in small camps in Washington State like that, and how many of them did fight for the United States. And yeah, it happened, right? But I was able to use a scenario coming from an African American's point of view of how my ancestors were brought over and forced into enslavement or indenturement. And I think that helped me kind of like 跟他们打成一片. I think that helped me. Now, Haza, here's a question for you. Maybe you can help me. When I spoke to them and I was using Mandarin, it was wonderful. They were patient, polite to me, especially after I brought up that fact and explained to them, yes, I can understand your frustration, your fight for equality, or your need to feel valued, right? Without bringing up anything else. And then I reflected on the experience of African Americans in the United States. I should say the ancestors of African Americans in the United States. I have to be careful about that. Do you think you would have been able to talk to these people in that group especially as an American, but you're not American, and actually 跟他们同庭? Do you think you would be able to? Do you think they would have looked at you differently because you're white? They'd probably say something to you, 你们白人都是顶端的，都在上面，都是复仇的. You think they would have said something like that to you? Because I would think that would have happened. I thought about it afterward. And I thought to myself, if I was white, would they welcome me the same way? So let me go to your comment. Okay, let me find it here. Please beg with me if I'm a little. Here we go. Yeah. Actually, maybe you and we can pick someplace and actually take part in something, because I've been offered 5 or 6 times, but I would actually open up a different link, a different room next week to is it next week? No, 2 weeks from now. I'm planning 2 weeks from now and actually talk about the topic. Okay, so 要反抢. Yeah. 同人. Yeah. But really, I think if I was a white person talking to them, they would have treated me, I don't want to use the word hostile, but less welcoming. And I can understand why. At least from their emotional state. This is the thing we all have to learn how to get over. All people, because things that's happening. Guys, it's coming up on 57 minutes here, and I'll stay here for about a couple of more minutes, make it a tight hour. I really thank you for the 10 to 12 people that join listening to my talk. And Earl, really appreciate you waking up 9 o'clock and jumping in there. I did not announce this stream, but what made me do it was YTZ. He encouraged, he kind of like got my backside moving here. And tomorrow I have a recording I have to do for my part 2 of Subversion. And anything, let me jump into here. Okay, K-Star, I think that's a whole different thing. And I would tell you why I think it's a whole different thing. Because, apartheid has been, okay, I'll come back to you. Apartheid kept a lot of the native population crushed. And when de Klerk, I have to say, I respect him, help open up the door and Mandela come in. Yes, this happened. And, South Africa is very, very dangerous. At the gym, I have a friend who, he's about 30-something years old, but he lived in South Africa, Taiwanese, And he told me, it's dangerous there, And in college, I had South African friends that said it was kind of tough. It's dangerous. I mean, you want to compare South Africa to the South Bronx. I'd rather be in the South Bronx, which is dangerous, but South Africa is a whole different level of dangerous. And yes, the white population is under heavy scrutiny all the time, and they have to hire bodyguards now that deploy themselves from helicopters and airplanes to get on site for offering site protection, like Blackwater and something like that. Okay, Earl says this time is okay. Okay, thank you, Earl. Thank you. How's it back to you? Yeah. Okay. Okay. But okay, fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, easier. Fine. You worked hard. Fine. But look at me. I've accomplished a lot. And simply because I've been in situations where people would speak about me, but they don't know I understand the language, excuse me. But I worked hard, and I'm a type of person, Taiwanese, I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. And I think my New York ghetto attitude toughened me up. That South Bronx attitude, we will conquer, toughened me up. And now I'm at the point where I've accomplished so much, and people know I look like this, and they don't care here in Taiwan. They don't care. They just know my reputation precedes me. And I'm just lucky and blessed, especially with my partner who really helped me so much, my wife. So, without her support, man, I wouldn't make it. And, that's the way it is. And, I'm just lucky. And when you get to that level, people, you can communicate with them on different topics and really open up their mind, because you become each other's teachers. What is this about Serpent City? Well, I don't know Serpent City, and I've never communicated. I read some of his tweets, but he has a friend out here who I know. Well, I don't know personally, but maybe he'll get back out here. Who knows? Next comment. I'm going to shut down here in another minute or so. Okay. Are you talking about Haza in China? Because if it is, you're lucky. If it is, you're lucky. Okay. Oh, you're not a fan, huh? Okay. I'm saying that with a smile, Earl. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for being honest. Right. Okay. You being honest. I appreciate it. That's respect. Okay. Now we need to move on. And it's easy for me to say that, but there are people from certain communities who lost people. And this C-19 stuff really hurt a lot of people, and they do blame, China. And when you lose somebody you love, and care about, or someone who's impacted your life, you will hold that in your heart. And I hope we understand this. When we hear Western, in the West, this came from, China, this came from the wet markets, and stuff like that, which I believe. But I've also been reading reports that this thing could have been synthetically created or artificially created. When people hear the word the name, Wuhan, it leaves an impression on people right now, and it's going to take time for people to get over it. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. I've been here for an hour. This is the shift I took over from YGZ. Thank you very much for staying with me after the little glitch we had a few minutes ago. And I did want it to go more into the topic. And maybe next time I'm able to, if I schedule it right, I can get an Asian national into the show, because I have a list of them. And I'm going to bring up the last 3 or 4 comments before, I think I have 4 comments before I will shut it down. Okay, thank you very much. Good points on your cultural blindness stream, but okay, well, I can't talk about that more, but it'll be another at least 15 minutes. But thank you very much. There's another reference. I don't remember off the top of my head, but if I remember, I'll write it down. If you're on again, I will bring it up. People will suffer. Well, I think it's not that simple, because the local governments in China, they have a certain amount of autonomy. And a lot of people who run these small regions, not a small region, but these cities or whatever, they don't want any bad news to get out, because if it does, it may affect their ability to climb up the ladder. So this type of ignorance is hurt. Okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. I try. Serpent City has a lot of insight. Like I said, I don't know him. But the thing is, I have a different type of background than he does. I've actually spent time academically studying this, and I do know a lot about Chinese history. I know, so funny. I know more about modern Chinese history than I do about African American history. Right? That's really weird. It's really interesting when I'm talking to a Japanese person who studied Black studies, and he be coming up with stuff I didn't know about. I was like, "What? Really? That really happened?" And he looks at me and, "You're Black. You should know." I said, "Well, I didn't know." That's embarrassing. See, that's it. I'm going to get some crap from that later. Thanks a lot, Gerardo. Todo eres español. Okay, let's move right along. Okay. Yes. I actually have a script. I wrote that out, but I wrote it last year, but I never used it in the show because it didn't pertain to this platform. Hey, thank you very much, guys. Help me spread the word that we have a lot more in common than we think. And here, I don't know. China Bill's been busy, and he's really moving fast. He has a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy too. And I would like to hook him up with him again, but he's I think he's stressed right now, doing a lot of stuff. So get back on air with him. I just hope next time I'm able to make this a regular thing and scheduled, and for you guys can have your questions ready for me. All right, Haza, hit me up. You know how to hit me up, right? That little blue bird. Hit me up on that little blue bird, and maybe we can chat sometimes. Okay. Vaya con Dios. Okay. Haza, thank you very much. Take it easy, man. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm going to back out of here. And look, guys, you guys take care wherever you guys are in the world. I'm beaming out. Peace.